What are the best boots for wide feet? This is part 3, which means I've already spoken about 10 boots that are great for wide feet. This is 5 more. I did also recently do a video on how to size your foot properly. That's length and width, which should help you out. So check that out after this. And I've spoken about how I personally have a wide foot, so I'm in a great position to talk about these great boots for wide feet. So let's get straight in to my first pick. My first pick is actually going to be a speed boot. This is the Skechers Razor, and this one has a good amount of width through it, and this soft Teijin synthetic forefoot and the way that breaks in is also really nice. I think this is a decent option for people with wide feet. Now, if you have a crazy wide foot, like beyond kind of 2E or something like that, this isn't something for you to maybe go for just because of that one-piece upper construction. It really does stretch out really nicely, but you might not want to push it. So I think this is a good option for wide feet, but if you have a really wide foot, there are going to be better out there, but well worth considering nonetheless. In terms of sizing, this is a true to size boot for me, so that would be 26 centimeters. That's what I would normally buy in, for example, a Nike boot. Same here with the Skechers Razor. I'd also recommend the 1 or the 1.5. There's not much difference between them, so if you can get the 1 on the cheaper, like a little bit cheaper, go and buy that instead of the 1.5 and save yourself some money. Number 2, a boot that I think is great for all foot types and is going to be fantastic for wide feet because of this really deep lacing system, the floating tongue, and how just wide you can pull this out. I also think this is going to be a good option for people with a flatter foot, as you can really push out into the side of this boot and it's going to support that. This is the Asex DS Lite X-Fly Pro 3, and at this point, at the time of recording, this is absolutely my boot of the year. So not only do I think it's a great option for wide feet, it's going to be such a good football boot. Check out Tokyo Football if you do want to grab a pair of these. In terms of sizing, I've gone down half a size here, so 25.5 centimeters as opposed to my normal 26, which for me works absolutely fine. However, if you are worried about it or you have a very, very wide foot, then going with your normal size, like a true to size boot, I don't think is going to be a problem at all. My toes are right on the end, half a size down. So if you want to play it safe, you'll have that really wide foot, going true to size is going to be absolutely fine. But these are a phenomenal boot that is going to accommodate most foot types and be pretty good for those of you with a wide foot, like me. Thank you for watching and supporting Boot Wizard. If you do want to support us further and allow us to make more amazing videos, then check out becoming a Boot Wizard member. You can do so by the links down below. It's going to give you early access to all of my videos, which is sometimes months in advance. It's also going to give you huge discounts off some massive grip sock brands, which are bigger than you can get from anywhere else. So if you want to support us, you can do so from as little as €2 a month by just becoming a Boot Wizard member. Your support is really appreciated. Next up, we're going to talk about something you might not have seen unless you've seen my review. This is the Definitive DD AGN Knit Carbon, and it's a really nice football boot that comes in at a bargain price at around $120. Now, this isn't the widest option that I have here today, but it does stretch out quite nicely and there is a decent amount of width through there and a good amount of volume. The upper itself is nice and soft and malleable and it's pretty accommodating, and I'd say if you have that flatter foot, you should be fine being able to push out into the sides here. I think this is a comfortable boot that's going to be pretty accommodating, again, unless you have a really, really wide foot. Something I absolutely want to highlight is the toe box height here and the general toe box design. My feet aren't crushed at all in this, and I get a beautiful fall off on the material around my toes, so there's no dead space in here. So despite wanting something that's comfortable, a little bit wider, these do a really great job. Again, in sizing, I have these in the 26 centimeters that I would normally go for. You need to check out my full review for all the details because I understand a lot of people may not have seen these before, but a solid option nonetheless. Next, we have another speed boot. This is the Puma Ultra, and I have this in the AG plate. The FG is equally as wide in my opinion, but you get a little bit of extra volume through the toe box here, which affects the overall volume of the boot, which I think is very beneficial if you do need that extra bit of room. So definitely consider the AG or the MG plate. There's a good amount of width here. It stretches out quite nicely, but it is a one-piece upper, so you don't have that adjustability in the tongue. You are a little bit more beholden to the overall shape, but you can see a good amount of width. And I think if you are looking for a speed boot, looking for a wide speed boot, this and the Skechers Razor could be two absolutely phenomenal options. For these, if you do have that wider foot, I would recommend again going with your normal size, 26 centimeters for me. If you have a narrower foot, which for some reason you're watching this, I don't know, then you can go down the half a size to, for me, the 25.5, but I think 26, if you have the wider foot, is the way to go. You're not going to be left with much room on the end, and your wide foot's going to start to fill out all of that extra space. Next up, we're going to talk about these. These are the Copa Icon 2 Pro HG. Now, I will admit these are reasonably difficult to get your hands on. Maybe check out Tokyo Football, or if you happen to have a friend in Japan like I do, shout out Lockhart Boot Blog, then you might be able to get hold of a pair. This is a takedown model of the Copa Icon 2 with a synthetic upper, but still on that fantastic HG outsole. This is a really good football boot for just €100. The price on this is insane. And that floating tongue, this lacing system that we can really start to pull out, and a lot of natural width, I think makes this a great option for people with a wide foot, and it's going to be supremely comfortable. I really do recommend this if you do have that wider foot and you want to give it a go. I don't love the heel. Now, it's not really to do with a wider foot. I don't really love the heel area, but on the whole, the boot I think is excellent. So 26 centimeters is the way I've gone here, which would be more of my true to size length, but is actually half a size bigger than I would normally buy an Adidas boot. Sizing is weird, sizing is confusing, and if you want to get into getting the right size for you, you want to click this video right here. And if you want 5 more options of wide fit boots, some really wide stuff, this video right here is the way to go.